Hello there my YouTube friends. So just before we get into this video that you're about to see, I just thought I would say, can you please let me know what you think of this one. I'm trying something slightly different with it, the way I'm doing it, and I don't know how well it's going to go down with you guys. You know, I prefer to find it from you, because what I have done is I've treated myself to a light box, and I'm going to be doing a bit of the work in the light box for this one, see how it works. I don't know how well it's going to turn out, but it would be nice to get your feedback on this and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think at the start of the video as well, whether that's the way you'd like us to do them, or prefer us to go back to the way I've always done them beforehand. Yeah, because guys, you know, these things, I've got to try new things to keep the channel fresh and to keep it going, and to do as much as I can to make it as good as I can. So if you could please just let me know what you think of this video. Not so much on the content of the video, just so much on how it was done and how it was presented, and let us know if that's sort of a better style and that, so I can do more videos that way. Because obviously until I can get this one out and done, I can't really get anything else done, because it would be nice to know how it went down, you know guys, whether you liked it or not, whether it's worth doing it this way again in the future or not. So thanks very much guys, and I hope you do enjoy this video. I will catch you again in the next one. See you soon. Enjoy. Hello there my YouTube friends. So as you can see, we're doing another unboxing and review. This time we've got from Predators, the Tracker Predator. And this guy, you can see the box is pretty damn big. Now this one will make me 7th 1/6 scale Predator that I have. So I'm building up quite a nice little collection. I also have a 1/4 scale Predator there as well. Front of the box is pretty good. It's okay, you know, it's a special button, it's okay. On top, there's Predators on. Side one, there's Tracker Predator on. And the back end looks like so. Okay, so it's a slip cover. You can put that down there. You can see that's pretty good. I like that in the front, and that looks pretty good. And the front end opens up to get the reveal there. Now you won't be able to see too well from there, I'm guessing, but there's a lot of stuff in this thing. A lot of stuff, and of course there's your Tracker Predator with the Predator Hound. So I'm going to get this out, show you what again accessories you get with it, because there's quite a few small little tiny detailed accessories. We'll show you what you've got guys, so let's get on with that side of things. These guys are only a few of the accessories. These are just the actual accessories for the Tracker Dog, if you want to call it that as such. That the Tracker Hound, the Tracker Dog, whatever you'd like to call it. This is just the accessories for that alone. And you can see that there's a lot of gear here, even though it doesn't look huge amount. There is a lot of small little pieces in. I mean, these guys, you can see the levels of details on these things are absolutely incredible. I mean, it's just literally phenomenal how much detail are going into these. You know, and they are sharp on the very ends, so you do have to be careful of that. They are plastic, so they will, you know, you can sort of bend them slightly, so you'd have to be more careful with these little spiny bits. You know, these would probably snap quite easily if you're not careful, so you are going to have to be very wary of them. But they also are extremely sharp, but highly detailed as well, you know. And there is a lot of these intricate little pieces, and you can see they're all going to probably just slot into one particular bit of them, but it is going to take a lot of stupid little fiddly bits to do. So I'm not looking forward to that little part of it at all, because I'm just not the type of guy that likes to faff around with stuff, you know. These things are just absolutely incredibly detailed. Like you see, they are sharp, but then about sort of plasticky, even though they look very much like the horns and very, very sort of hard. They're not, but they do look absolutely fabulous, you know. And of course we'll have the reins, the 2 sets of hands, yeah, holding on to the tracker dog's reins. You know, again, these things are sort of like a metal to them. You can see here already, I did get mine second hand, so already you can see the fake sort of leather bit has already come off on these things. You know, they don't last very long, so it's obviously been in sort of fairly hotish temperatures, because the fake leather has actually come off them already, which is such a shame, but it's the way it goes, you know, when you get them on a second-hand market. But these are just literally the stuff you get for the tracker hound. Now we'll go on to the predator stuff. As you can see, as for the predator himself, again, not a huge amount of stuff, but if you add them all together, it would be quite a bit. Again, we have 2 tusks that go into his actual helmet or face plate, or you can see again, beautiful and highly detailed. Now, a very, very straightforward and standard stand with the tracker predator on it, which again, you know me, if I don't have to use it, then I won't. But whether there's going to be problems with these ankles or not, we'll have to see. Again, the crotch grabber, which isn't my favourite things in the world, but yeah, this is what you're getting with it. It's a crotch grabber. Some fairly big spare wrist pegs. They are quite a size compared to normal wrist pegs. We have, yeah, his shoulder mounted gun. It's not as highly detailed, but has got a moving part there, you can see. It's not as highly detailed as a lot of the other stuff. It's mainly just green and black with that style effect. And of course we have just one of each size metal. That's fairly sharp as well. You see, there's only sort of 3 different sizes of them. Again, they're kind of cool. Just makes us wonder why there's only one of each. But I guess I'm going to find out when I have a look at the character himself. So that's the actual accessories you get with them, guys. Let's see the actual 2 figures as they've come for me. Like I say, I'll get them on the second-hand market. So, and here he is, the hound himself. And as you can see, it has that very sort of slimy, wet sort of look to it. Its facial features, that are pretty damn good. Looks pretty damn menacing. This is without any of the parts added to it just yet. It basically has no articulation to it at all. You know, it's a solid piece of plastic. But you can see here across the top where some of the spines are going to go. Around his neck here, there's a few holes there, some holes here. You can see it down here, and some either side of its face here is where the different bits are going to go, which I'm going to put into it in a moment, which is probably going to take us a bit of time, and no doubt a few swear words will happen. But there you go, guys, that is what he's looking like. Yeah, I think that's pretty damn good. Let's see what he looks like when he's got all these bits in him. And here he is, guys, fully kitted out. Looks just superb, but oh my god, what a pain in the backside. Now each piece is numbered and goes into a certain area, so you cannot really get that wrong. That is pretty good the way they've done that, you know, that they've got it sort of numbered up so you get them in the right place. The only issue I've had is this. Let's see if I can turn it around a little bit better. There. This particular piece here, it's been an absolute nightmare. I mean, it just doesn't want to go in, doesn't want to stay in. I've actually managed to get it in now, but I can honestly say it's took us over half an hour to literally get it into a point in it. I'll show you in a second that it isn't in the right place at all. Yeah, there's a lot of them that aren't in fully. They just aren't going in properly the way they should. But like I say, that one there's the one. What a nightmare that was to even get in at all. And even like I say now, if I was just to touch it, knock it at all, it would probably fall straight back out again. So that's probably why, if you do see a lot of these online, that is probably the reason why, because they are a pain in the backside. They look cool, but you know, they are a pain in the backside today, like that. Yeah, but wow. You can see each one's numbered, so they go into a certain spot on them. They look kind of cool when they're done. There you go, guys, that's the tracker hound, and that's what he looks like when he's fully completed. And I just think he looks pretty wicked. I just wish that one horn would go in properly the way it's supposed to. There you go, guys. Now let's have a look at the predator himself now and see what he looks like. So guys, this is how the tracker predator came for me. Like I say, on a second-hand market, so you know, you will be able to see, and I will try and home it in for you when I'm pointing out that the leather bits is all sort of coming away. It's sort of damaged and thing. That's what you can only expect. You know, these things don't last forever. You know, especially like the leather style bits of it, you know, it's coming away from up here. So I may be able to get a tiny bit of glue and just glue that back up to there, but the rest of it is pretty much damaged. You know, I'm not going to bother trying to replace the parts because it's pointless. Yeah, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. You know, it's in me thingy now, and you know, I think he's not as cool and good as some of the others I've seen. You know, he's not up there that sort of par, but he is still pretty good. I'll have a look at some of the certain bits through with you, articulation wise and what have you, and see what he's actually got going on there. But just looking at him overall, he's not quite as good as some of the other characters. Yeah, I do like these sort of little bits of plating that's on his leg, but the fact is they don't look like armoured plating, if you know what I mean. Like, they haven't got that metallic look that a lot of the other things have got. Yeah, and everything's basically plastic on him. You know, he hasn't got some of the movable bits that the other ones have got on the arms. You know, the things don't move around or anything like that, so it is almost done on a really sort of a lot cheaper of a basis than compared to some of the others. I don't know if his helmet comes off. I'll have a look in a second, see if that does it. But what we've got is this arm movement up over. It's probably about 90 degrees. Forward motion. Yeah, you'll get it. Up as high as that. The backward motion. Up as far as that, because of the thing, even though this is like a soft plastic, it is allowing it to move a little bit more. With being a soft plastic, but that's as far as you can get that up. Bicep curl is basically to 90 degrees. Extension as much as that. You don't have any bicep top end where the shoulder joint is movement, and you have a little bit there for the arm to swivel out at the elbow joint. The wrist can spin completely wrong because it's on a pivot. and you can get quite a good bit of inflection, obviously depending on which way you have it. Like I say, these bits have no movement on it like some of the other ones do, so you can't take these off and replace them with anything else. So I don't know how. I think there must be a little hole on this side to do it. And if you can see here, I'll just show you a lot of flakage. Look, there's a lot of flakage coming off of them as I'm moving them about. You know, I've got on my fingers and everything, so it's, you know, sort of these ones aren't, to me, as well near as some of the others. You know, let's see what we have. It's hip motion. Let's take this camera up a bit more so you can see. Hip motion, very little forward, next to nothing at all back over. Knee joint, sort of single style bend. Ankle wise, it's got a break in the joint just here to give you movement out over. There's no inward or outward flexion. You can move his hips out that way on. You see, I've got a lot of flakage here. I don't like that at all. Yeah, that's not nice to see when you're working with something like this. Let's put a couple of these accessories on them and see if that faceplate or anything's supposed to come off. I haven't looked at the instructions, but so far, because like this, the flakage that I've got coming on my fingers and what have you. That's the puppy deciding he wants to play again. Champion. So you can see there, I've put the tusks into his mask. His mask doesn't come off, which is a bit of a shame. And the light that it's supposed to have up here, that doesn't work either. So the chance of the batteries of, oh bloody hell, here we're going. That's one of the things I worry about, is the ankles not being able to hold. I don't know whether it's just because of the angle that he's on in here or what. You know, it's always, that's my main concern, because that's what can happen if you're not careful. Yeah, so you can see, guys, that there's been a lot of flakage. I mean, it is a really hell of a lot. You know, that is a lot of flakage coming off. You can see literally bits of the leather coming off as I'm working with them and holding them. You know, which is a crying shame. But that's the thing, you've Hot Toys, and this is, I mean, this one is one that hasn't even really been out. I don't know how many years this one's been out for, but it is such a crying shame when you're paying as much as what you do for the characters to have them this way. You know, it is a crying shame, but it is what it is, and you just make do with what you've got. He's going to look pretty cool from a distance, but I just feel a bit funny about him when you get close up. Yeah, I put his cannon on. Yeah, you can see the mask doesn't come off. The lights ran out of, I'm hoping it's just a battery, but even if it's not, it doesn't matter, because I don't really put the batteries now on them anyway. I don't have those lights on them anyway when I'm thinking with them. And the same issue comes with the head as it's always been. This is, as soon as you lift the neck up, you can see here how you get the gap where the neck plate is at. You know, it's something that really, that is an issue that's went on from the bloody start. You know, I would have thought by now they would have tried to find some way of fixing that, because it is a bit of a nightmare. That if you're a photographer and that's going to keep lifting up if you try and lift his head up. You know, you put his head down that way, it barely shows. You know, it's pretty good, and it doesn't show. But again, I'm trying to get him to stand at this thing. Yeah, might hopefully hold him. It's not so bad when you've got him like that. You know, it doesn't show up as much, but it is thingy. And out of all of the characters, out of all the Predators I've got, even including like the original Predator and the classic Predator, this one is, for me, is by far the worst. You know, articulation wise it isn't too bad, but it's by far the worst one I have gotten in terms of how he looks and the way it's fallen apart on us. I don't know who had him before and whether it's been in a hot country or what. I don't really recall. I just know I got him from eBay, and to see him in such a bad way is such a shame. But for me, this one isn't as good as the others. You know, he looks pretty cool, and he's going to go in my display, and I'm going to have him displayed, and I will enjoy having him there. But out of all of the ones I've gotten so far, I've got to say honestly, this one seems to be the cheapest done and the worst done for my liking. You know, it's still highly detailed in places, and I will try and show you that now, so you can at least see how detailed he still is. It's not like the details aren't there. There they are. The paintwork's good. You know, so don't get me wrong, I am not knocking the paintwork or anything else like that. I just think it's a shame that sort of these things aren't done the way they've always been done before, which can be slipped on and off, and make it look a lot better than that. Yeah, his hands are cool. Yeah, the details in his chest, in his arms, around his groin patch, on his legs. Yeah, I think it's pretty well done, but just out of all of them, it hasn't really impressed me that much compared to them other ones. You know, I do like the mask. I think the mask is pretty damn good. Yeah, it's probably the best part of it, is that mask. Other than that, yeah, it's sort of pretty much, I mean, you can see the back end of there, look at that, that is pretty bad. Yeah, but like I say, this is what happens when you get them on the second-hand market, guys. You know, you're not going to get a brand new, and it is going to be used. It's just that it's a shame that it's fallen apart as badly as what that is. You know, it's again something that sort of Hot Toys and that should be looking into, is ways and means to make something a pleather or leather-like effect without it falling apart like that. Because that is a crying shame how bad that looks at the back there. That's probably where a lot of this flake has just come from. Anyway, guys, there you go. That is the Tracker Predator. I'll bring his Predator Hound in. Okay, that's a bit more, even fell off now again. And there they are together. The Tracker with the Tracker Hound. So the least too impressive out of all the Predators I've got is these two guys, which I was really looking forward to getting them and thinking that they were going to look absolutely amazing. But they're the least impressive I've got out of all of them, which is a shame. But it's the way it goes, guys, it's the way it goes. I got them, they're in my display, or they will be, and there we go. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you liked, please put a like on, comment if you wish, tell us I'm wrong, tell us I'm right. Yeah, tell us your stories if you've got this guy, of how easy it was for you to put it together, what you think of them. Maybe even show us some of your poses and what have you with your Tracker Predators on Facebook or on Instagram. Tag us on Instagram and show us yours. Anyway, guys, there you go. I'm now off to put these somewhere, not in the bin, don't worry, they're not going in the bin. I'll have to put them somewhere, and I will see you in the next videos, guys. Thanks so much for watching. This is a Bearded Nerdy Oaf, and I am out of here, guys.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
Thank you?
You're welcome.
What? No. I didn't. I wasn't. Why would I ever say that? I mean,
Okay.